An Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nnewi, Reverend Canon Chika Onyezugbe, has shared the significance of the death and resurrection of Jesus and what it means to all Christians, citing that it is our hope. The priest made this known in an interview with ACNN News crew in Abuja. He further emphasized that without the death and resurrection of Jesus, there would be no salvation.
The death and resurrection of Jesus, which has a very powerful significance to the church. Without resurrection, without death and resurrection of Christ, there will be no salvation. The salvation of mankind is based on the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. If Christ did not rise from the dead, the Bible said, our faith is in vain, and we have nothing to preach. The death and resurrection is the message of the church. That is the only message of the church, death and resurrection. So the hope of Christians is on that death and resurrection of Jesus. He died and he carried our iniquity, and his rising from the dead brought new life for us. So that is our hope as a church. That's the message of the church. Every other thing we preach, all of them are under this one message: Jesus died and resurrected. And that is our hope. So we advise Christians to focus on this death and resurrection. And that is the message that brings salvation to human soul, the death and resurrection of Jesus.